The events of the first Easter are truly astonishing. These few days that are recounted in the Gospels are an intense roller coaster of emotions. Initial celebration turns to uncertainty. Uncertainty turns to anxiety. Anxiety turns to dread. And dread turns to utter desolation. In John 20, we read this. Mary was standing outside the tomb crying. And as she wept, she stooped and looked in. She saw two white-robed angels, one sitting at the head and the other at the foot of the place where the body of Jesus had been lying. "Dear woman, why are you crying?" the angels asked her. "Because they've taken away my Lord," she replied, "and I don't know where they've put him." She turned to leave and saw someone standing there. It was Jesus, but she didn't recognize him. "Dear woman, why are you crying?" Jesus asked her. "Who are you looking for?" She thought he was the gardener. "Sir," she said, "if you've taken him away, tell me where you've put him, and I will go and get him." "Mary," Jesus said. Just that one word, just her name spoken, and everything changed. Her grief was so deep that she'd scarcely noticed the angels that spoke to her. But then she hears her name, called by the one voice she thought she would never hear again. Mary. And suddenly her world is utterly transformed, upended, revolutionized. Indeed, though she doesn't yet comprehend it, it's not just her world that is changed. At that instant, the powers of heaven are irreversibly shifted, and the whole creation has undergone a fundamental reordering. This moment was the pivot point for the whole of history. Yet it was also the pivot point for Mary personally. I confess I struggle to hold together these two things, that the resurrection was cosmic in scope and yet intensely individual at the same time. The faith that we celebrate on this Easter day is not merely a comforting form of personal spirituality. It is the birth of the age to come, invading and transforming this broken world. And yet it starts with the resurrected Jesus calling me by name. He knows me. He knows my doubts, my disappointments, my fears, and he calls my name. The King of Heaven, the rightful Lord of all creation, calls each of us by name, inviting us to partner with him in the adventure of reclaiming this world for the Creator who loves it so deeply. When I sometimes get worn down by the pressures of daily life, whether mundane or intense, I can easily forget that the truth is I belong to a new kingdom. I am part of the advanced guard of the age to come. And on those days especially, I need, like Mary, to pause for a moment, to turn around and hear Jesus as he speaks my name and reorientates my world yet again.